Hey, what's up interwebs? I'm that toy guy, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Deluxe Class Deadend. So here he is, and first we'll take a quick look at the box. So you have a very confusing title considering we've got many more other versions of Robots in Disguise. His name is Deadend, and he's a Decepticon. You have a really cool picture there of Deadend. And on this side you have his stats. This side you have his name. On the back, picture of the toy, and your bio, if you want to read it. Now, on the front of the box, they kind of put his swords on upside down. I don't know. Anyways, box. So here is the actual toy itself, and this thing is really, really good. It is just, this mold itself is amazing. Now, I don't buy two of the same mold. I've mentioned that several times, but I would buy more of this figure. I really want to get the Wheeljack version and Wild Rider, that version as well, and the Beast Hunters version. They all look really good because this base mold is really nice. And these colors just make it look even better. There's a lot of paint on this dude, which is very rare for a Hasbro toy. But you got some nice green, you got some orange, some yellow and black, and some gunmetal, some more green, and another bit of green behind there. You got some more of that gunmetal going. This figure's basically cast in the gunmetal plastic. Green painted hubcaps, which is nice. You got some yellow back here, and the blacks, which don't quite match up, but that's plastic and that's paint, so yeah. You do have these big conspicuous gaps at the front, but there's a gimmick to that, and I'll show that off in a second. Underneath, you can basically see his legs and his swords, so they do store under here. They just peg into the feet right there, and they can peg in to the side using the same ports. Just plug them in, just like so. Make sure you can see what you're doing. And now he can skewer you while driving if you want, but we'll just take these, put these off the side. I'll just show you these quickly. It does have something scribed into the blade, but I can't tell what it is because it's so tiny. But there's the swords. They're a little small in comparison to the ones that Wheeljack has on the show. But yeah. Now, I don't have the movie Deadend up here, so I can't compare him to that. But here's a modern day deluxe. As you can see there. There you go. So yeah, this figure is really, really good, and his car mode just is amazing. Like, it's just really nice looking overall. Oh, I forgot to mention these two taillights are done in black here. And his Decepticon symbol. Now, the story with Deadend was he was infected by the radiation of dark energon. I'm just reading the box here. And it freaks out the Autobots and the Decepticons, so no one likes hanging out with them anymore. And that's kind of sad. But anyways, transformation of this toy is quite involved, actually, and quite clever for a deluxe. So the first thing you want to do is come back here and just spread this apart, just like so. Just pull this out. Just get it out of the way. Rotate it 180 degrees. Then you want to take this and do a movie lockdown thing and just bring it up, just like that. Then what should we do next? Let's do the upper body first. Then you want to bring this down and accordion this on a double hinge up. And that tab will go into that slot right there, just like so. Spread these sections apart up top. Bring the arms down. Rotate this. And then push it in and then fold out the hand. They have an arm, all done. So we'll do the same thing on this side. Just like so. Pull, twist, snap in, fold out. Now, I did something wrong here. You also have to tab these two tabs into those two slots there when you bring this down. So, there you go. Now it's all put into place. Now, the legs is where things get really interesting. So, you just want to split them and turn them around. Then you want to spin this section around, slide this up, and then rotate it forward, and then bring the foot up. That's pretty cool. I like that little play on the original Wheeljack foot design. It's really nice. So just do that on both sides, then bring his knee pads out. And there you have Deadend in his robot mode. And this looks really, really cool. This looks really, really neat. Head sculpt wise, I mean, any head sculpt's great when it has mouth piping. show you what that looks like there. Look at that, the whole thing just glows. You know what, let's turn off 2 of my lights. There you go. It glows, it looks really cool. Makes him look very toxic like the bio describes. Now, his shoulders are like this. This is how the instructions have them. This is the wheeljack configuration. I like doing this just to differentiate him from wheeljack. So, yeah, but it means you can do whatever you want with your toy. But yeah, this figure is quite nice. He does have the exact same sculpted detail as before, so nothing really new is exposed here, minus the hands. But yeah, it does nice clean transformation, no kibble, no backpack or anything. I have heard people complain about the whole windscreen kibble thing on his arms, but if you watch the show, Wheeljack, the original holder of this mold, actually had his windshield sticking off the back of his arms. So that is semi-accurate, so I'm totally fine with it. Now the swords can store. You just slide them in up top here. And yeah, there you go. Just like in the show, except the handles are really long here. But yeah, and he can do the whole, if I can get his arm oriented properly, reach over and grab his sword thing, which is nice. Let's just put a sword in his hand. Come on. Come on. There we go. And yeah, that is really, really nice. Now, articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint, so you can waggle it around. He can look up really far, and you can look down a good ways, and his chin gets in the way. The arms can do a full 360. They're on a ball joint. He has a hinge joint that allows the arms to move out when they're in this configuration, about that far. And when they're in this configuration, a teeny bit further. He doesn't have a bicep swivel, but in lieu of that, he does have a hinge right here on the ball joint. So you can take the arm and twist it inwards. So sort of like a ball joint, like a bicep swivel, sorry. So that does work. You have a double elbow, which is nice. And the wrist is on a ball joint and a hinge. So you can get lots of nice posability going on there. And if you want, you can even use this transformation joint to like point his sword down if you want. So that's nice. Nothing at the waist, unfortunately. That's the one thing I wish he had. But looking at it, the way that the whole thing is done, hinges and tabs and whatnot, it seemed like it'd be hard to put one in there. But the hips are on ball joints, so you do have a thigh. Whoa. You do have a thigh swivel. Single jointed knee, with the knee pads move independently, so you can pose them however you want. And the feet are on ball joints, so they can move down, they can go up. And he has ankle pivot, which was a very good surprise when I first bought this toy, because I was not expecting ankle tilt at all. But yeah, that is the articulation of Prime Deadend. So for for comparison, here he is with Skydive, a more recent deluxe. They're about the same height head-wise. I mean, he's a little shorter. But yeah, overall, I'd say this figure is amazing. And I would highly recommend anyone pick this guy up. He is really, really cool. And you pick up any version of this mold. I mean, this mold itself was the main reason why I bought this toy, was because it was a cheap version of the mold that I could find, because Prime Wheeljacks are going for a crazy amount of money. But, excuse me, this paint job also looks really, really cool. I mean, if you're not into it, if it's too out there for you, then yeah, definitely go for Wheeljack. But I would say any Transformers fan or any Transformers Prime fan needs to get a version of this mold, because it is just that good. So that has been my look at the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Deluxe Class Deadend, and I'm that toy guy, and stay tuned for my next video.